May problema bang sinosolve ang business mo? Hello everyone, this is Jess Alcaraz. I teach people accounting, business, and financial literacy concepts. And for this video, we will be answering a question coming from Sir Francis De Ramos. So meron siyang tanong dito sa comment section sa pinost ko kagabi. Sir Jesse, kaya ba nating malaman sa first phase ng business if we really are solving a problem? Mas maganda syempre before mag-start ng business, alam na natin yung target audience. Pwede ba ito na along the way mas maintindihan kung sino talaga or red flag yun? So thank you so much Sir Francis for this very on point and relevant question. And to be honest, medyo mahaba yung time na naubos ko in trying to come up with a good answer in it kasi mayroon akong direct na sagot but I just wanted to refine and polish it para maging contextualize at mas maintindihan siya ng mas maraming tao. But before I answer your question, allow me to share sa naging journey ko towards this endeavor that I have right now. So way back 2024, I started uploading videos about business, accounting, and finance. And I initially do it for Bisaya audience kasi I'm from Davao region, specifically Davao Occidental. And I wanted the Bisaya people to have an alternative in terms of business contents. Kaya I started it in my own dialect, dito sa local dialect namin. However, as time passes by, napapansin ko, kasi I speak in English Bisaya. So may mga from Luzon and from mga Tagalog speaking people na napupunta sa content ko, commenting, requesting na, "Sir, mag-Tagalog ka na lang po para mas maintindihan namin." Kasi as they watch my videos in Bisaya, nakaka-pick up sila ng mga good insights and inputs for their businesses, but they cannot fully grasp it kasi nga I'm speaking in Bisaya. Initially, di ko naman pinapansin. I just went on to talk in Bisaya. Pero overwhelming yung nagiging response in a sense na parami ng parami ang nagko-comment, and when I check my insights dito sa page, marami talaga that are coming from outside Visayas and Mindanao. That is why right now, I adjusted the way my content are created to address the people that are watching my content. Kasi businesses, even content creation is a journey. A journey na hindi siya stagnant. It keeps on evolving, it keeps on changing. And tayo as content creators, as business owners, it is our responsibility and obligation to always cater to what the market needs. So sa akin, nagbabago-bago, I get to post content, mayroong mga feedback, I study them, I lay out the data, and I also make adjustments to make my content better, to reach more people, to make it more impactful. And of course, in order for it to have a better chance of converting to create more sales. So yun. So going back to the question, is it possible ba? Is it okay for us to know kahit nagsimula na yung business natin? The answer is a yes. As we continue to operate our business, merong mga customers na lalapit, merong mga customers na bumibili, nagbibigay rin sila ng feedback sa atin, and tayo din as owners, we get to observe their behavior as they interact with us. And yun yung mga data na makukuha natin in order to understand better ano ba talaga yung kailangan ng mga customers natin, ng market natin, and how we can improve our business. So, I'll just have some questions, discussion questions na pwede nyong itanong sa mga sarili nyo to better understand your audience para ma-improve din ang ating mga business. Number one is, sa existing business mo, you have to identify if meron bang bumabalik. Meron bang mga repeat purchases, meron bang mga repeat customers. Kasi, if walang bumabalik, it means that your service and your product is not that good. Nakatry sila, first time, ayaw na nilang bumalik, kasi nga, pangit yung naging experience nila, pangit yung naging outcome or results ng pag-interact nila with your business. Number 2, meron bang mga taong nagbabayad ng malaki, yung bulk purchases, bulk services, yung mga taong bumibili ng mga high-ticket offers mo. Kasi, of course, na-try na nila yung entry-level offer, pabalik-balik na sila sa'yo, meaning, convinced na rin sila that your high-ticket offers will provide better outcome, better results para sa buhay, sa mga business, or sa mga problems nila. And of course, number 3, are there people that are referring your business sa mga kakilala nila? Para sa mga hindi pa alam, referral, sales coming from referrals is actually a great privilege. Imagine, yung business mo, minamarket ng existing customers mo to the other people na kakilala nila without them being paid to do so. So it is actually a privilege and a testament that you are onto something really good. You are creating a product, you are creating a service, a solution na talagang magpapaayos ng buhay ng ibang tao. That is why other people tend to refer. Ako, hindi naman sa pagmamayabang, but there are clients na talagang sinasabi nila, "Sir, refer kita." Okay? And nakakataba ng puso, and of course, nakakataba din ng bulsa. Ayan. And the next question is, kung meron kang tatlong yon, may bumabalik, may bumibili ng mga high-ticket offers, may mga nagre-refer, the next thing that you have to do is to identify the common denominator sa mga taong to. Ano ba yung meron sa kanila? Ano ba yung trabaho nila? Ano ba yung mga businesses nila? Age bracket? Ano yung preference? What are the common denominators na that these people possess? Kasi the answer to that question will lead us into our ideal target market. Okay? By the way, dagdag ko pala, kaapat. May mga tao ba na bumibili na yung tinatawag na low maintenance? Do you have low maintenance clients? These are the clients na you just present your solution kasi nga sold out na sila sa'yo. You just present your solution and then present your price right there and then bibili na sila, magbabayad na sila. No other questions, no more demanding. Kasi may mga tao na sobrang kuripot, sobrang demanding. Every now and then may tanong, every now and then may gustong ipadagdag. Those are high maintenance clients and they're not so good in terms of relationship. Medyo nakaka-stress yung mga klase ng clients na ganun. So ayun, going back, common denominator. So itong common denominator will lead you to your ideal customer avatar. And once meron ka na nun, ano yung demographics nila, income bracket, businesses, profile, ano yung profession nila. So kung meron ka ng mga criteria na yun, meron ka ng ideal customer avatar. Okay? These are the criteria, these are the profiles or the characteristics that your ideal clients possess. And this will help you make your product better suited sa mga problems nila. Kasi alam mo na ano yung pinaka-problema nila. May idea ka na rin how to address this concern. That is why yung products and service mo, kaya mong gawing mas tugma sa mga problema nila. And of course, in terms of marketing din, mas madali. Kasi alam mo na yung nag-study ka na, hopefully, ng behavior nila. May idea ka na saan sila tumatambay, sa Facebook ba, sa TikTok, are they in Instagram, are they in LinkedIn, nanonood ba sila ng TV, are they watching movies, mga ganun. So, magkaka-idea ka na rin how you will be creating the creatives of your content so that when you post it in social media, hahanapin na ng algorithm ng social media yung mga taong yon and ipapakita nila yung video mo, your content mo. And that will now increase your visibility. So, I'll just end it here and hopefully by now, you will have an idea na how to determine if the business that you have is solving a particular problem, how to identify your ideal market, and to leverage on this data in producing a better service, a better product, and also a more effective marketing campaign. So, kato lang and mayong hapon sa tanan.